Bobby, you really only eat 5 foods every day?
Yes, 5. That's
Which
it.
5?
Only 5.
Just 5 things.
Just 5 things. I've given up all other sources of food and sustenance. I am now just eating these 5 foods. The buzzwords I'm supposed to use to sell you on this nutritional program are longevity. In fact, I think it's the secret to living to 287, Joe.
Yeah. Is this, hang on. Is this the slime stuff they ate in the Matrix? Is that on your food list?
Yes, I actually have been doing some biblical research, and the reason people used to live to 485 in the Bible is because they only ate these 5 foods.
Locusts and honey. That's
a secret, Joe. But here's, okay, jokes aside, this is what people believe, right? Yeah. They believe there's this Brian Johnson guy, the Live Forever dude. I don't know if you've seen him. He's doing like blood transfusions and chemicals and all this thing. He's going to cheat death. And then Dave Asprey wants to live to be 200. And there's all these things. That's how I have to sell you on this program for you to believe this. Mm-hmm. That's what's sad about the fitness world. I need to come up with something extreme, like you're only going to eat these 5 foods ever again, and this is going to change your life, because that's what's going to sell you. But we're actually going to do this the real way.
All right.
Here are 5 foods that I actually do consume on a day-to-day basis.
Okay.
That allow me to have an elite level of fitness in my 40s, allow me to be shredded, allow me to build muscle. In my opinion, they're the 5 healthiest things that you can consume. And if you were ever going to only consume 5 foods again, this wouldn't be a bad choice or a bad list to start from.
All right, let's dig in.
All right, number 1, Joe, we need some meat.
Yeah.
We need some high quality animal protein. Now, when I say meat, you can have red meat, you can have chicken. Even though Jim Harbaugh says he doesn't eat chicken because it's a nervous bird and you are what you eat, you can have, I don't know if you remember that whole thing. It's like, okay.
I've never heard that. That's great.
You can have a high quality fish.
Mm-hmm.
And I would actually throw an egg in there because it's kind of meat before it turns into meat, but it's like nature's perfect vitamin. Mm. But if you have like a good helping of meat every day, man can live off meat alone. Man can't live off vegetables or crops alone. So meat is your number 1 thing. It's going to give you a lot of protein. We talk a lot about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight a day. It's going to keep you full. You've experimented with carnivore before.
Yeah.
Like you've lived entirely off meat. How did you feel when that happened? I know you got shredded.
Yeah, but I was fine.
You also felt good.
I felt good.
Meat's number 1. That said, I don't think carnivore is healthy or sustainable long-term.
Yeah, realistically, it's just not realistic, not in a modern society. Yeah. It's really, really difficult to stick to that.
And I actually take that back as it came out of my mouth. It's not that I don't think it's healthy, because I think it's a lot healthier than your standard American processed diet, right? Mm-hmm. But I think you're missing some nutrients and vitamins and some digestive stuff that you could use. So category number 2, you need some berries.
Yes.
By the way, you're going to love this list. I just realized I may have stolen this from CrossFit Joe. But 2 is going to be berries.
Mm-hmm.
Raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, strawberries.
It's nature's candy.
Yep. You could probably throw some pomegranates in there, even though it's not a berry. But I want like a deeply nutritious, high in antioxidant, relatively low in sugar for what you're actually consuming, and low in calorie, like just a nutritional nut and bolt. And you're going to get that through an array of berries. Almost every single day, I am having some type of handful of berries. It usually goes along with my breakfast shake. Put some strawberries, some blackberries, some blueberries, some pomegranates, something like that. Nutritional nuts and bolts. Number 3, I think some type of green is important. Sure. I prefer arugula or roquette, as it's called all over the world, because it's easier digested than like the cruciferous greens. Like you talk about kale can rip your insides apart. Yeah, spinach can rip your insides apart. There's a lot of cellulose. The way I explain it to people, Joe, is the term roughage. Like if you have ulcerative colitis and you eat a bunch of kale, you're taking a Brillo pad and it's just scraping the insides of your intestines. That's probably not good for gut health. Some people actually believe you shouldn't eat kale ever, that it's kind of like a trick. But arugula, you get a lot of the nutrients from the greens without like the negative digestion. And arugula tends to be easier on your stomach. I know stories of people that will eat like a giant raw salad of like spinach and broccoli and stuff like that, and they're a mess for a couple of days. Arugula, that will not happen. So arugula is my green of choice. My fourth, Joe, is a good, healthy source of plant fat. I think seed oils have been unfairly demonized. There's a lot of research that says raw seed oils, like what Udo's oil does, Udo Erasmus, who does like the flora health stuff, Udo's oil. There's a lot of seed oils like safflower oil, sunflower oil that can actually really help your cardiovascular system. I think they've been unfairly demonized, but you can get a lot of those.
I think part of that issue is like, it's the amount too. Like, if it's literally in everything you're eating, you're just getting tons of extra calories. And then realistically, most people don't know how to store their oils appropriately, and they go rancid, and then they're not going to be good for you no matter what they are.
Correct. And also the obvious one, Joe, that we both missed, the way you consume seed oils.
Yeah.
So if you go buy the refrigerated stuff, Udo's oil, and I'm not sponsored by them by any means or anything like that, but it's a product I've used for years. If you buy that, it needs to be refrigerated, and it's not cheap. And it's like 7 or 8 different oils that are in this concoction, right? And the stuff, to be honest with you, it does not taste very good at all. But that's not how you're consuming your seed oils. You're not making homemade chilled salad dressing at home. You are eating potato chips, McDonald's, French fries, KFC. Like, that's how you're consuming the seed oil. So like, I would make the argument that if you put olive oil in a deep fryer, olive oil is no longer good for you. I would make the argument if you put avocado oil in a deep fryer. Let me put it to you this way, Joe. When I go to Whole Foods and I buy like a bag of chips that are made in avocado oil, I'm not under the illusion that they're all of a sudden better for me.
Right, yeah.
Than the ones with the seed oil. But I do want you to have some healthy form of fat. And when I said this was a CrossFit list, remember, meat, nuts, seeds.
Yeah, it's meat, vegetables, nuts and seeds, some fruit, a little starch, and no sugar.
That's a list. Like honestly, for whatever you want to say about CrossFit, that's pretty much a perfect list on how to eat. And so when I say healthy fats, I'm actually willing to expand it beyond seeds and nuts. I'm okay with an avocado. I'm okay with some coconut. I just want a healthy form of mono or polyunsaturated fat that comes from a plant for cardiovascular health. Would you agree with that so far?
I agree. Yeah.
So we got meat, chicken, fish, steak. Just make sure it's high quality, right?
Yeah.
Like the organic, grass-fed, antibiotic-free, like whatever. Like get the best.
That's
meat.
always going to be better than like the processed sausage. Yeah. Right.
Get the best you can get.
Yeah.
A steak's probably better than lunch meat, right? Like a tuna steak, like that you get at a fancy restaurant, like a 5-star, is probably better than a can of tuna that's like loaded with mercury or lead or whatever's in there. 2, we got the berries, nutritional sustenance. 3, we got a good green, and I am preferential to arugula. You can even take a green powder if you don't like taking greens. You just get some type of green nutrients. Then we want like the nuts, the seeds, the avocado, like a healthy plant fat, some good form of seed oil, something that's not deep fried, like crazy. I was gonna say,
not deep fried something.
And that pretty much covers off the food. The 5th, Joe, shockingly, and I wish I'm actually looking around. I don't have any. You are probably a better man than I today, but it's water, hydration. There are electrolyte companies that have made millions and millions and millions. I'm going to say billions of dollars on trying to get you hydrated.
Yeah.
This can get overdone. You can drink too much water. There's a book called Waterlogged that came out that talks about this. Like, I don't think you need to wake up and chug 3 liters of water in the morning because you're feeling dehydrated or whatever. But for the most part, people need to be hydrated more. If you're dehydrated, all kinds of health issues are going to arise. So I want you to drink more water. I would say you want to be somewhere between 1/2 ounce and 1 ounce per pound of body weight a day. 1 ounce is really, really high. That's somebody who is running outside in the hot weather. They're an endurance athlete. They're a professional fighter, and they are sweating all day. You're in the sauna all day. Like, you could probably go on the higher end of water because you're sometimes having 2 saunas a day. So, okay, there's that. For the average person, you're probably closer to 1/2 ounce per pound of body weight a day. So if you're 200 pounds, you're having 100 ounces a day. You're probably just under a gallon That's the amount of water you need. And a lot of people are way, Joe, under that. Like they're not consuming any water apart from their soda or their coffee in a day, which, by the way, because of the caffeine, are going to dehydrate you. So I want you to drink more water. So let's recap that list. Meat, berries, greens, some type of healthy fat, and then you want water. Now, Joe, let me ask you a question. Out of these 5, how much are you consuming every day? Because I kind of made a joke at the start. Like, these are the only 5 foods you ever need to eat again. But I'm going to say these 5 comprise about 90% of your diet, maybe 95. And same old.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, and it's like, it's practical as well, right? Like if you're going to cook a meal, throw a little oil in a pan. There you go. Throw some meat in the oil, cook it, throw some vegetables in the meat, and there you go. There's your meal.
There you go.
Like,
and then you want a snack, have a little bit of berries and nuts. Like this is how I
keep some berries in the fridge, nice and fresh. Like it's a really, really good go-to snack.
So I'm trying to think how I ate yesterday. For my breakfast, I had a handful of berries and I had a shake. I have a shake in the morning because I do not like to eat before my workouts. I'm not doing it because I don't think real food's better. Real food's actually better. I wish I could have eggs and stuff like that, but I got to get out the door. I got to train. I don't want a full stomach. So I had a shake and I had berries. For lunch, I had meat and I had arugula. For a snack, I had some berries and some nuts. I had another shake. And then for dinner, I had some meat. And that was it. So like, that's pretty much like when I say this is like 95% of my diet, this is how I look like I do and perform like I do at 46 years old. But again, I'm not going to sell you and say these are the only 5 foods you ever need to eat again, because do I like a slice of pizza every now and then?
Sure.
Absolutely. Do I like a potato every now and then, especially when I'm feeling low on energy? Absolutely. Like if you only ate like this, I think you'd be a little low on energy. Do I like some rice sometimes? Absolutely. So I'm not going to say it's the only 5 foods you should ever eat again, but a bulk of my diet is comprised of these foods. So there you go. 5 foods that you need to eat to have elite fitness in your 40s. If you have anything to add to the list that you think really works for you, we would love to actually start hearing from you. Put it in the comments below. We would love to hear from it. And any podcast suggestions that you have, we will talk about it. We are here to help you and give you real fitness information. So any things you want us to talk about, get in the comments now. Subscribe, share this stuff with your friends, and we'll see you next episode.